I bet with Interbet only. They're a fantastic site. I've never had any issues with them. They are very professional. There's never a problem. You deposit money, 2 seconds later it's in your account. You withdraw, which I do very occasionally, and I believe it's also 2 seconds it's in your account.
We're on to race number 3, the start of the pick 6, 1200 meters at the distance. This is an MR 92 handicap, support the Springboks, 14:45 the off time. We do have a rerun for you, that of Passage of Power, when finishing third last time out, and then an interview with Duncan Halls.
And Royal Victory's on the left-hand side. All the while, look right. Waterberry Lane is starting to run a big race at the 200. Daryl Daniels says go. Waterberry Lane comes exploding into action. And that's it. Game, set and match. Not even a roadblock could have stopped him today. Mr. Master Starter up for second. And then you take your pick after that.
Oriental Vocation is coming off a break. I've been battling to get her into the right races. It's quite a tough field for her to come back in, but I feel that she'll need this run. Could possibly run into quartets, but it's just a come-on run for her. He's had a break. It hasn't been an injury or anything like that. He just went to freshen up a bit. You possibly need this run, but he is also the ability, and he has run well over 1200 meters before. So I would include him.
Yeah, there we saw Passage of Power running a very, very nice race in the Pinnacle Stakes, a class where he wasn't particularly well weighted, even though he had 54 kgs on the back. He was taking on some very, very nice horses, and he ran to a mark way above 90 on that occasion. Waterberry Lane in the race, seeking the stars in the race, and thought it was a proper performance. And that form line has been franked. Former Gear coming through to win, Royal Victory coming through to win. We saw Money Heist run a fair race down in the Cape a couple of weeks ago. So the form line is holding up quite strongly, and he no doubt sets quite a high standard on what he has produced to date. And he's obviously the horse that they all have to beat. I've just gone for another horse in the bar pot, number 5, Music is Life, just based on his last start over 1,000 meters, where he was doing his best work at the finish, and with a decent pace on him in the race. I think that he'll be suited by the step up in trip as well to 1200 meters. I think he'll be running on strongly at the finish, but between Passage of Power and Music is Life, Passage of Power definitely the top selection in this contest. He's just based on the form he brings into the race.
I would think so. I would really think so, especially on the recent form. You know, for that last start, you touched on the form line, it being a Pinnacle, the average rating of a 102. I mean, this is an average rating of 89. So he faced far stronger than he meets here. He's a versatile individual, anything from 1,000 up to 1,400 meters. But I think his best distance looks the 1,200 meter trip. And the way he moved up last time out, you know, considering the draw 12 out of 14 to go and race up handy and to still run all the way to the line after all that hard work was done in the early part of the race. It was a tremendous performance from him, and he certainly wasn't throwing in the towel. The only horse that was running on smartly was Waterberry Lane, and the others were all in a heap at the finish. So this horse, number 6, Passage of Power, if he can just repeat his last start, he does race with the Cornell collar, so we know that he has, you know, some breathing issue, with trainer Robbie Hill seems to be on top of. So a repeat of his performance of his last start, I think it'll take a good one to beat him. How confident can you be? I think you can go in very confident in the PA and even maybe the bar pot. In the pick 6, you'll have to be wary because there is some form to go around with the opposition. You know, you mentioned Music is Life. Kitchikel, it may be on the sharp side, but he looks to be a horse that's versatile and very classy on his day. And then a horse like Sudden Skies, you know, Peter Muscat's runner. I'm not going to read too much into his first start for the stable. I think there's more to come from him. So those are the runners that I'll be looking towards if you're looking for cover. But in my pick 6, I'm going to take a big bold chance here. I'm hoping that if he holds his form, number 6, Passage of Power. There could have been so many other races, you know, from the fixture list that Robbie could have gone for when I had a look at it, considering the horse's rating and what he raced against last time out. And the fact is that he raced much, higher than his rating of 90 suggests. So, you know, the fact that this race has come along, it cut up into a small field. You know, these horses were both in 2 races, and trainers had to take the stance on which horse race they're going to go for, and they all seemed to duck, see it again, and gone for this race. So lucky both races stood up, and this horse Passage of Power, I think Robbie has made the right choice. Instead of going against the star from KZN, he's found himself in the right field here. Looks hard to beat.
Yeah, that's the number 6, Passage of Power. He's quite confident. He mentioned his pick 6. He's going to take a stance. He's going to bank this individual, and I'm sure many punters will be doing that as well. But in terms of the bar pot for me, I'm just going to go numbers 5 and 6, and I think you should be safe with those 2 horses in all bets.
My name's Danny Diliberto, founder of Ladles of Love. It was founded back in 2014. Communities we work with are all over the peninsula, and we're working with 138 beneficiaries now. We've grown exponentially. We've been able to do that because of all the kindness that we have experienced from individuals and corporates such as Interbet, who just want to be part of the change.